live sex clinic, Engelbert Humperdinck, and...
He's not in the sex clinic.
No.
That's what I thought you meant.
No, although he can be, if he would like to. The man from Midsummer...
Humperdinck. Clever if you can do it.
The man from Midsummer, DCI Barnaby. That's actor Neil Dudgeon.
First, though, earlier this year, Amanda Holden nearly died whilst giving birth to her beautiful daughter, Holly, who we have just met.
She's
And we just said
gorgeous.
she's absolutely gorgeous. And how lovely that you can say, oh, she's beautiful, and not walk away going, oh, my Lord, gracious me. She really is genuinely beautiful.
She is so gorgeous.
Little feature.
Just 2 weeks after her heart stopped for 40 seconds, Amanda was back with Simon Cowell once again, scouring the country for talent.
And the new series of Britain's Got Talent launches on Saturday with new judges David Walliams and Alicia Dixon joining Amanda and Simon Cowell as he makes a big return.
They're on a mission for Queen and country.
We won't let you down, ma'am.
That's camper than dancing on ice, that is.
All day I was
brilliant
saying to Simon, it's ma'am, like ham.
Ham,
Because I remembered that from the, the movie with Helen Mirren.
Absolutely.
He kept saying ma'am. He had to keep doing it again.
That's not right. The Queen, Her Majesty.
Yes, yes. She wasn't really the Queen,
No,
obviously,
really?
because she was a bit booked that day.
Yeah.
But we did ask. And I was completely beside myself because I was thinking, oh, this is a brilliant Twitter moment, except I haven't twittered it yet. And then she spoke, and sorry to the lady, but she talks like Denise Robertson. She's got, like, I can't do the accent, but she's
from Sunderland. Is she?
And she was going, oh, Amanda, I'm such a fan of David Walliams. Get him over. Get him. Will you sign your thing? You're the Queen. You're the Queen. You're the Queen. Don't kill the magic. Don't kill the magic. But she was a lovely woman.
Well,
Very
you look
exciting.
fabulous. It does look like you're in a sort of perfume commercial.
That's what I...
isn't it?
Demandy.
Amazing.
No one would buy it. It would
Demandy.
stink.
What's it like being back?
I love it.
Yeah, and the
I mean,
headmaster is back.
Headmaster is back, which kind of makes it... It's good and bad, because last year you can run riot more when he's not there, and you can put sort of more random acts through, and when he's there, he's a lot stricter with us.
Is
but
he?
He is.
But you say stricter, but he's quite
In a
naughty with you.
naughty way.
Yeah, he's played some pranks on you. And
Oh, always. Yes, he tells me. I remember, like, the second or first year we were there, he said to me, oh, this is a nice story, Amanda. The next girl that's coming on, she's expecting a baby. And I was like, oh, lovely, because it's nice to have something to say rather than, what's your dream, how old are you, what are you going to do? So
Yeah.
I went, are you up the duff? And she went, sorry. And I thought, oh, you just haven't understood. It's my silly phrasing. So I, are you expecting a baby? And she went, no. Oh, and Simon's there,
that is
literally
so
snotting
mean.
into his hand with laughter.
Snotting?
Liquid comes out of his face when he's really laughing.
Does he?
Really?
He pinches his nose to stop himself
This
from...
is a hell of a revelation.
I know, I could see the
Liquid
headlights.
comes out of his nose when he's
when
laughing.
he's having a... You know, everyone's got a showbiz laugh.
Right.
And then everyone's got a real laugh. He's got a real laugh that he has to pinch his nose for, otherwise...
snot comes out.
Snot comes out. Thank you, Holly, yes.
Well, that's extraordinary.
I could have sold it on eBay, couldn't I?
Oh, good.
How are you getting on with the other judges that are
Yeah,
in the
Love
lineup?
them.
New lineup.
Alicia's fantastic. She's a real girl's girl. We got on like a house on fire. We met for coffee really early on, and I just sort of gave her the lowdown on the show, and we just really clicked. And it's kind of us against them, because David Walliams is so naughty.
Is he?
His sense of humour, he has taken the mickey so badly out of Simon. I don't know... Well, I don't know if any of it get into the edit, but Simon has found it hilarious.
Oh, really? So he doesn't mind?
No. He's got a brilliant sense of humour,
Yeah.
Simon has. But he has been very near the knuckle, David. I mean, David literally said to me, what's he like? And I said, oh, he's got a great sense of humour, but there are some things you probably shouldn't touch on. And then he touched on all those things. It was hilarious. And I can see Anton Deck in the wings, and Anton Deck is like that.
Can you believe he said that?
Yeah.
Did Simon Cowell really keep everybody waiting whilst he had a 2-hour bath?
I wasn't there for that bit. I think I was unconscious at the time.
Were you really? Well, as soon as you mentioned that, you did go back to work pretty quickly, didn't you?
I was out of hospital a week after everything happened, and I don't quite know how I did it, because I wasn't particularly well, but I think it's your sense of, my mind. In my mind, I'm quite strong, and the doctors did say it's because I'm kind of quite tenacious and stubborn, and I didn't want to stay in hospital. And I've got Lexi, so you can't sort of hang around poorly in a hospital bed when you've got another one.
You're always quite like that. You kind of face everything head-on, don't you?
I do. I mean, I don't like sympathy, and I don't like being sort of pitied. And as nice and as wonderful as as it is for everyone. Really, it was Chris's story. He's the one, bless him, my husband, who had to just sit there and wait.
Well, we did the Millies together.
Yes.
And then the next thing I know, you're terrifying the life out of all of us because, you know, we're reading and hearing that you're terribly unwell. For you, was there a moment where you thought, this is going wrong, this is not what I expected?
All that happened is I had something called placenta accreta, which is where your placenta is attached to your C-section scar from a previous birth.
Oh, I see.
And that's quite common, and it's only dangerous when you give birth. But the doctors knew where it was, so they were going in the other way to get Holly out. And it's a great name. And, and what happened was it was actually attached to my bladder, and even though we'd had an MRI scan, when they went to lift the placenta away, I hemorrhaged, and that's when it all kind of went.
And it was 15 litres of blood that you...
In total
that you lost.
It wouldn't clot, and then it did clot for a bit, and then it didn't clot, and it kept coming out.
Oh, gosh, that's just so frightening. I mean, like you said, even more frightening for Chris, because he's the one that sort of remembers it. I mean, I imagine for you, it's sort of you weren't conscious or aware of...
They did say to me, if anything goes wrong, they had a thing in there, and they said, we'll just put you under a general anaesthetic. And they said to me, you're bleeding very heavily, we're going to put you under a general anaesthetic. And I said, OK. I'd seen Holly. I'd cried with joy and all of the things you do when you have a baby. And then when I woke up, I thought it was the same day. The funniest thing when I woke up, because I am allowed to joke about it, is they'd brought me out of sedation and Chris had the telly on and Deal or No Deal was on and I went like this. How does the... da-da-da-da-da-da-da, completely in my sleep and woke up to the music of Deal or No Deal. So thanks, Noel.
Good gracious.
How camp is that?
Yes.
It's so strange. Just so strange.
You opened the lucky box there, didn't you?
You did.
So, the time for Chris, it would have been most terrifying when your heart stopped.
Yeah, which he was thrown out of the... When they said I was going under, that's when I hemorrhaged. And Chris said he remembers seeing everybody's... It's just so gross, everyone's having breakfast, sorry. Everybody's feet was covered in blood, he just remembers, and then they literally threw him out of the operating theatre, and that's when apparently it stopped and...
Oh, gosh.
They just did that.
So
I came back alive again.
But Holly, she was £6.
She was
just over
£6 one.
£6
Yeah.
And is
She's over there being
absolutely
very good.
gorgeous and healthy. And you're fine as well.
I'm completely fine. Even after all of that, the surgeons and everybody said I would recover as if from a normal C-section. And I have. I've been running this week.
Really?
And it's medical science and your own state of mind, I think. And also they did say I was pretty fit and healthy, and I think that's because I did Shrek till I was 5 months and I was dancing.
Yeah.
And that kept me really fit and that's... So it makes you think your fitness levels are so important.
I mean, it's very early to think about it, but my last question, because I know that some people want me to ask the question, does that mean, would you think about other children in the future? Is that one of those things you think, right, thank you very much indeed, I have a lovely family. I watched you tweet the other day and you said you've got your girls and it's all beautifully contented, and thank you.
Thank you very much, and I won't have any more children. Chris said, well, you're not having any more with me anyway.
You are done.
That is it. And this is obviously what I'm meant to have, my 2 little girls. And, I'm really happy
absolutely
with that.
beautiful. So, just going back to showbiz, if that's all right, because
darling.
Britain's Got Talent, I'm not going to ask you if you've got any great acts, because I know you will have.
Yes.
And I know you'll shock us and amaze us. What about your other gig, your new gig? And this is Jesus Christ Superstar.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
And you're hosting this big show.
I am.
How exciting.
It's terrifying, isn't it? Philip's looking at me like... we haven't signed on the dotted line, but I am. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I did think it was... I think it was a paper over the weekend.
Oh, we've said it now, so it's too late.
Might be a bit late.
We know the show's happening.
Yes,
and
the show's
there has to be a host.
We're looking for Jesus. And as I said, and I don't mean to sound facetious, and no, please don't write in, but... As I have a West End background, and I nearly met Jesus the other week, I'm the best qualified to host
Yes,
the show.
well, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry.
This is, and it's actually, this is a big, quite a big search, a big arena search.
Yeah,
type of thing,
they've gone all over the country, and I think Andrew said they've even had some girls auditioning to play Jesus as well. Yeah, and there's all kinds of rumours as to who's going to play Mary Magdalene, and I'm not sure they've sorted out the judging panel yet, but it's going to be a huge arena tour, because he originally wrote the musical as a rock opera, rock concert, so it's going to do the O2, and it's going worldwide, it's going to America.
Do you have like a Moguls I Must Work With book? Right, OK, Simon Cowell, Lloyd Webber, take that one, take that one.
Yes, the Fabulous.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that'd
Can't
be
wait
fab.
for Britain's Got Talent, Saturday at 8.
8
on
o'clock.
Saturday at 8.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know,
Good luck, Holly.
Don't mention it.
No,
May,
don't.
may the best
I
team
know,
win.
I know.
Right, keep him
competition.
well out of that one. In just a moment, we're continuing our sex week, but now you're... Oh, yes. It's
How can you jump from this to that?
Because that's
We
what we
do it best.
First, though, we've got to go via £52,000. Here's Emmerdale's Paddy and Marlon with the details.
Do you get that if you have sex?